And being part of home office, my pledge is the same. Next, the Chairman's Club. Ladies and gentlemen, if you sit down and rest too long, become complacent, we lose the way. For the President's team out there with your organization, working consistently in your neighborhood and wherever you work, we're counting on you to help lead the way, solve problems, come up with answers, not just work tirelessly in your own behalf, but on behalf of Herbalife. Because as Herbalife goes, so we all go. We appreciate your contribution, your integrity. We appreciate your reputation. I know it's true. Not every President's team member is going to do the right thing. I know that. The law of averages says. But here's the key. Enough will that says we're going to be okay. Enough will that says we can go from the 58 countries we have to the 58 countries we want. So, President's team, what a responsibility. Thank you for making the sacrifice to be here. As you go home, part of our hopes and dreams for the future rest in your hands. And we know you're going to do the job, do it well, leading your organizations to incredible success. Thank you to the President's team. And to all of the tabulator team, you know, if your destiny and your future is not clear, we all suffer. If you're not all inspired, we're a little bit weaker than we should be. For yourself, for your organization, recognition, finding a place to serve, your experiences, your influence. Incredible. Next, keep working on the philosophy and the attitude that will guide you to the success you want in Herbalife. There's no reason why you can't make all of your dreams come true right here. This is the place. When I met Mark Hughes and then he invited me on this journey, I said to myself, this is my best chance. Not just to do something, but to do something remarkable. And Mark gave me those 3 promises. If you haven't made the list, make them again. Mark promised me, number 1, someday we would influence the industry. If he was only here to see what has happened in just the last short while, Herbalife beginning to influence the industry. Second, he said, we'll build the finest leadership team in the world. And if he could see in person this room full of leaders that have gathered here, he would say, we did it. It was worth the price to pay, whatever we had to do to develop this leadership that has seen us through some tough times, that has helped to evangelize the world with the idea of nutrition, personal development, becoming better financially for your family and for yourself. Next, a chance if we work together to work miracles. If we take the past, if we're inspired by the future, work on the present, there isn't anything we can't accomplish. Now make this quick list and I'm going to finish. Number 1, for us to really count on the future and to count on each other, here's a good list. Number 1, morality, doing what's right. With Herbalife's marketing now and these incredible products we have, you know, doing it right is going to be so easy, there's going to be no reason for doing it wrong. There's no reason for making promises we can't fulfill. Here's what I learned early in my career. Always remember, whoever you're working with, this is what you want to occur later. That they found out it was easier than you said and that it was more than you promised. Here's the key. Better understated than overstated. When I wrote my first book, Seasons of Life, the picture in that book was really not the most flattering picture. And when some saw that picture, they said, Mr. Rohm, surely you could have found a little better picture to put in that book. I said, no, this one is fine. so that when I show up, I look better than the picture. That's better than using the glamour picture, right? And then when you show up, you look a little older. Here's what's next in the vocabulary for leadership for our future. Make these notes now. Next is truth. To deal in truth, we're going to speak the truth. We want to build on truth, what is right. Here's what's next. Responsibility. Accepting responsibility. If we want the fortune, we must also accept the responsibility that goes with building it. Then the responsibility of what to do with it. Next is courage. Courage is that unique quality Mark had after he conducted his first meeting, and everybody said, we're not interested. Here's what he needed at that moment, courage, to do the second meeting. And at the second meeting, someone said yes. Your courage will be rewarded. There's no better place to place it than here. When you're discouraged with 3 in a row who say no, just remember, let your courage now show to talk to the next 3. Because out of the next 3, one may be the person that helps you become wealthy and rich. Public courage. Private courage. The courage when no one's around. When you make those resolves and decide for yourself you're going to do something. Make some changes. Whatever. Courage of thought. Here's an excellent one. Courage to change. I have to work on this one. Courage to be silent when it would be better to listen than to talk. Here's a big one. Courage to forgive. Here's an important one. Courage to compromise. You give a little, I'll give a little. Somehow we'll work it out. That's what Marcus and Alan had to do back in those earlier days. A bit of compromise with each other to make it work. They're still working on it. Here's the next one. Courage to risk. That's what life really is all about. Not an undue risk, but risk. If you want the harvest in the spring, you must risk the seed into the soil. Or the harvest in the fall, you must risk in the spring the seed to sow. You've got to risk some of your time. My grandkids ask me every time, and my family, why would you go spend the day with those people in Hawaii rather than spending the day with us? I've got to give them some excellent reasons. And then when I see them shortly, they will ask me, was it worth it to go spend the day with them and not with us? So how I ration out my time and how you ration out your time is so important. Have the courage to make those wise decisions. Now, my family knows that a big part of my life now, of course, is Herbalife. And they love the stories. And when I say to them, I had a chance in Maui to make a deposit of my own personal experience into the lives of so many incredible leaders from Herbalife around the world, that maybe, just maybe, that experience I had, depositing my experience into the thoughts and consciousness of all of you, no telling what kind of miracles that may work. And when I get through sharing with my family this opportunity I had to speak to you today, they say, yes, Grandpa, yes, Papa, it was worth it for you to go to Maui and be with the Herbalife family. Here's the next part of the list. Keep your word. What you promise, make sure you fulfill. When I leave on a trip, home office hopefully sleeps well at night when Jim Rohn's in India. When Jim